How is everyone's day? It is so crazy how you can go through a really hard thing and think it's the end of the world, and then the next day you wake up and your day is fine and things are good and you're no longer stressed about it. And I try to remind myself now in my old age that that is the case. And so I have far less crash outs and freak outs because in the moment of the actual catastrophe, I can remain calm, cool, and collected, knowing that this time tomorrow it's probably not going to matter to me. And so I can take things without crashing out now and being like very reserved, and just I can not react. And it's so funny because when we were going through the hard car issue a couple days ago where a scammer tried to steal our car from us, which I made a couple videos on that, so go back in my library. My husband was distraught. I mean, this was his life's savings, some of it in this vehicle. We used it for Turo. We used it for our income. And so for him, it was not only the loss of his savings, but it was the loss of a beloved car. And it was also the loss of a money generator for us. And he was distraught. And I was just very, very measured throughout the entire thing. For some reason, I was able to be calm. I was able to do the day-to-day activities of the day. I was able to go get my kids from school. I was able to comfort him. I was able to think of measured responses that we were going to take to face what was happening to us. I did have a freak out moment, though, the night he came back from the credit union without any money or without meeting this fraudster at the bank. He was dejected. And at that point, I had accepted the fact that possibly we were not going to get any money back from this man. And so as the night will always bring on, I feel like when you're dealing with anxiety or you're dealing with hardship, the night is always the worst. And if you can get through the night, it's like Annie has said, the sun will come out tomorrow. When the sun comes out the next day, you can cope so much better. There's something about the nighttime, I don't know what it is, but it compounds all of your problems. And things at night, especially when you're laying up in the middle of the night with insomnia, seem 20 times harder than they truly are. So even in those moments, if you can remember that I just have to hold on and get through this night because it's going to be better tomorrow, that can bring immense comfort. And I definitely did try to keep my cool and get through the night. It was rough. It was tough for both of us, but we held each other. We talked to each other. We stayed up all night helping each other through the hardship. And just that is what's amazing too about having a partner that you're truly connected with. You no longer feel like it's just you having to deal with things. You truly feel like you're thick as thieves and it's you against the world, the both of you against the world. And it's such an amazing, comforting feeling. Like, I feel so grateful at this point in my life to have that. But I really, truly kept my cool through most of it. And because I was able to keep my cool, I was able to come up with a decisive and successful and powerful response. And I think what it's shown me is that I've grown. I've grown a lot. I don't stress anymore about stuff that happens in life. I don't crash out about things. I can look at things in a measured way without reacting and respond in a measured, rational way. I had another instance of this today where I was dealing with people that I have to deal with on my day-to-day regarding children, and they wanted to come at me with a lot of aggression and weird, like, spiteful, like, childish shit. And I just kept my cool, kept my demeanor, answered the questions. And when they tried to come at me and say that I was somehow being dramatic because my answers were very concise and short and to the point, I let them know that no, I have actually been extremely logical throughout this whole thing, and it's you that's been toxic. So let's call that out. And then I was able to just move on about my day and not think about it again. So I think what that is showing me is that I've grown a lot, and it was healing that led to that. It was doing the healing work, the self-regulation, the emotional regulation of, like, when you feel heated and you feel like you want to lash out or you want to crash out or you want to, like, you know, completely feel hopeless and do something crazy. It's like being able to understand all the things I talked about at the beginning of the video, like these things will pass, this too shall pass, and kind of regulate your nervous system through that. Take deep breaths, get outside, don't attach to thoughts. That's another thing. It is so easy when somebody triggers you or you go through something hard to attach to a thought and then go down a whole ass spiral that is not based in reality. It's based on your perceptions, it's based on your phobias, it's based on your own like insecurities, and half the time it's not real. So it's like recognizing that and not jumping on that train of like rumination or intellectualization, and just seeing the situation for what it is, calming your nervous system through the process, not attaching to it and going down all the what ifs and what this means about me and etc., just saying, no, I'm going to ride this out, and then the clarity comes. You will intuitively know what to do to solve the problem. And if there is no solve to the problem, you can come to the conclusion that you have no control over it. And so you can let it go much quicker, because you just accept that you don't have control over it, and no amount of rumination or like pessimism is going to change the situation. It just is what it is. This is especially helpful when you're dealing with difficult people. When you're dealing with difficult people who have not healed, who do tend to react emotionally and do tend to apply Darvo, which if you don't know what Darvo is, look up narcissism. It's basically deflecting, it's projecting, it's gaslighting, and toxic people or people that are unhealed will use this all day long. They'll make you feel like you're the problem. But if you've done your work, and in all of your life, when you are hit with high intense emotions or things that normally like set you off, you know that you're not set off, you can easily clap back at people like that concisely and just shut it down and let them know exactly what's happening. Like, no, you're projecting. No, you're gaslighting. This is actually what happened, and then move on and not think about it again. It gives you so much more power and peace when you have healed and you've learned how to regulate.